video, I'm going to go through the Corso estimated delivery date functionality. And to start, I want to showcase what it looks like in action. So if we look at a checkout page here, you can see I have a couple of different shipping options available to me. I have a standard plus, I have an express plus, and within the description of those rates, you'll see that I have an estimated date range. I've set that up within Corso, and this is functionality that we can fully support, and I want to show you how this works. But you can see that I have a different date set, a different range, September 5th to the 11th for the standard rate, whereas the express rate is a little bit more expensive. As I come and click into this, I can see the shipping is $15, but then I'm paying the delivery guarantee. It's a little bit more money, but I'm getting it a little bit faster. And so Corso has the ability to provide rates. We can do this very similar if I jump into Shopify and show you, very similar to what you see in the shipping and delivery settings, where Corso has the ability as an app to be able to provide those rates for you in any of your given zones. And I'll show you what this looks like on the back end, but essentially what this does for you and your customers is it allows you to offer customizable rates, as well as potentially including protection into those rates as you like, as we have in this example where the delivery guarantee is kind of the shipping protection, and customers have the ability to opt out of that as they would like to by using our extension. But then another feature that's baked into all of this is this ability to have an estimated delivery date. And so you have a lot of functionality that we've done and built into shipping rates. But again, being able to customize this and using our automations engine to be able to determine which scenario we want to offer which rates, and also in this particular video focusing on the estimated delivery portion of this. So if we jump into Corso here and we come into Shipping Plus, this is where all of those settings are kind of set up, and you'll see they kind of follow similarly to the shipping and delivery settings within Shopify. So as we jump in here, we have our domestic zone. I can look at this. This will show in which areas, any of the conditions that I have set and any of the rates that I'm offering through Corso. And you'll see that Standard Plus and the Express Plus, which are offered here. Now, what we're looking at specifically is a modification. So we have all these different rate modifications. If I click this create button here up at the top, you'll see that I have a lot of different things that I can customize, and there's a lot of videos we'll kind of showcase, but one of those things is this ability to add a delivery estimate. I can title that as whatever I want, but essentially what this allows me to do is I can set a number of conditions. So I have a number of different things that I can set this by based off customer information, order information, or product information. I can have different, estimated delivery dates that might apply. But then I have this option down here, so depending on whatever I've created here, whatever conditions I set, then I can come in here and I can add an estimated delivery configuration. And this is pretty simple here, and we'll go through each of these things really quickly. Initially, we have the ability, we can set this as either a range, so it's a predefined estimate. You're setting that to be whatever you want it to be, whether it's 3 to 7 days, or if you're using carriers, you can offer, and they have, their estimates, you can also leverage the carrier provided estimates here. You just select that option. Now, you also have the ability to determine where it's displayed. In this example that I have right now, it's in the description, but you also have the ability to add it in the extension. So if we look back here, right now it's in the description of the shipping line, but down here you can also include it within the actual extension itself. So you have some options around where it displays. You set your delivery start and end date, so your rough time periods, and then you also have the ability to set the cutoff time. So if you have a cutoff time of, let's say, for example, if it's at noon, anything that's after, it's going to push it out a day. Anything before it will still qualify within that 3 to 7 days. Then great, you kind of set that up to make sure that it's exact. And you can also come down here and set your holidays. So whichever holidays, depending on how your shipping goes, to make sure we account for that. Any holidays that you have listed out here will be removed from, the estimate delivery time frame. And then once you get down here, all you're doing is you're establishing which estimate is going to be associated to which rate that you're offering. So in the scenario that we were building out there that you just saw, I think it was a standard shipping, a standard plus, and the express plus rate. So if I was going to set this up, let's say for an example, those 3 to 7 business days, great, I set it for the standard plus, but then I can add my different estimates to my different rates. So let's say this other one was going to be, it's faster, it's 2 to 4 days because it's a little bit more expensive of a rate. And I come down here and add that express rate. It's $15 plus the dynamic price of package protection there. So, you kind of have the ability to customize all of this out to where you build as many of these in depending on how many rates you offer, and you can kind of set all those customizations. Now, one other thing to show that's really powerful is we also have this ability as a condition in here to set up test groups within IntelliGem, so a partner of ours. So if you have any test groups, you can use this as a filter or a condition to be able to apply even more specific. So if you come in here and you had a specific group ID, you can set that in here for your condition. And then as you go through and add these different modifications, depending on which test is going through, you can then test your different estimates and have those associated to those tests so that you're able to test these different rates. And that's something we're seeing a lot of brands taking advantage of, is they're going out and they're setting up custom rates, or maybe they're applying and charging a little bit more money in certain scenarios, or adding in, whether it has an estimated delivery date or not in some scenarios, and kind of testing those things through our Intelligems partnership. So that's definitely something we'd like to highlight and show. But that's a really quick overview of how you would kind of set a lot of these things up. Once you've set any of these things up, you'll see you have your delivery estimate kind of rule section here. And so you can have multiple of these set up. You can toggle them on and off depending on what you have set. You can quickly view any of these and kind of identify, the rule itself. Obviously, you might name these a little bit better than I have, where they're all named the same thing, but you can kind of name them as needed. But yeah, again, setting any of these conditions here, whether it's product information or other things, filtering those down and then providing these estimated delivery dates is a really powerful tool that we have some of our biggest brands leveraging today. And they don't have to go through an additional partner or an additional platform to kind of offer those things and that customization, providing the best experience possible to the customer. So hope this is helpful, and reach out to see if you have any questions. Thanks.